There's a variety of reasons why you might want to give your characters trauma in Chaos Zero Nightmare. Maybe you're looking for affinity to progress the growth guide missions, like I have my Magna, and I'm going to do some counseling with her later to give her more affinity. Or you're just looking to clear these out on some of your less used characters and farm stars, which I've covered in a different video. Let's go over how to guarantee that your characters get their trauma, because even if they get a mental breakdown in Chaos, they're not necessarily guaranteed to keep the trauma, and you need them to actually have trauma in order to give them counseling. So we're going to go over to Chaos. To go to Chaos, you can pick whichever world you like. I personally like World 2 a lot. I don't know if there's a better world, though I haven't done a ton of testing with like what the optimal world for this is. So let's pick a character that we want to give trauma. I mean, a lot of my characters kind of already have trauma, but we're just going to say we're aiming for Ray. So we're going to put in Ray here, and then just pick 2 characters that are level 1, pretty much. If you don't have any, whatever your lowest ones are, it doesn't really matter too much. Having high HP won't be an issue, it'll just make it take a lot longer. So we're going to put in, just for the sake of changing out units, we're going to put in 2 level 1 characters. Go to the highest difficulty that you have unlocked. You might as well turn this on. And then we're just going to head straight in. We can just ignore all of those pop-ups. It is worth mentioning that some of the characters like have additional stress sources, and that might be something you actually want to cut out. Just because certain characters, like I think Ray in particular, has a kind of annoying one where she gets stressed if there's like over 3 units or something, so she instantly gets stressed. So you could turn off the nightmare mode if you're like Ray is one of your side characters. This is important just because of the way stress works. So stress, when you're getting attacked, you will gain stress depending on how much damage you're taking. And that stress typically tends to accumulate on the character that already has the highest stress. This is just sort of a mechanic to make sure that you don't have all 3 characters break down at the same time. So most of them should go into Ray, just because she already starts out with 2 stress. There's only 2 hits coming in here. So you see they both went into Ray, and that's not really RNG. There's a good chance that it happens to her. You also see Maribel got a +3 there. That's just because at the start of every turn after your first turn, you randomly gain 3 stress on a character. That does not depend on who has the highest stress. That one is pure RNG. Now, even if your character has the highest stress, there's a chance that somebody else gets the stress from being attacked. So that combined with the RNG +3 at the start of a turn, sometimes +4, you might have like the stresses swap. But basically the idea is we're trying to give Ray trauma. We're making sure she has the highest stress, and you're just going to let these things kill you, and you're going to make sure that she stays the highest stress. So it looks like we're good. We have a pretty good gap at this point. We should be... They're killing us on this turn, and we're guaranteed to have Ray be the highest stress. If stuff happens, like bad RNG with the stresses and whatnot, just leave, reset, and come back. We're just going to let them kill us here. And here, we're going to go into Link Crash. So you want to make sure that the character that you want trauma on is the one that you're link crashing. You can tell if they're link crashed by the shattered stress bar up here. And we're just going to let them kill us. So now we're dead. And you can see Ray got her trauma. So pretty much if you link crash with a character, you're guaranteed to have them maintain the trauma, which is a very useful thing for if you're trying to farm out trauma on your characters for whatever reason. Typically, when you go through like a full run, even if all 3 of your characters have mental breakdowns throughout the run, it's not really guaranteed for them to keep a trauma at the end. But this is just a way for you to guarantee it. I'm just going to do it one more time. Also, when you're picking stages, I usually aim for the bug stages, just because these stages typically have 4 mobs, so it goes a little bit faster. I think this sent me into difficulty 1. not a huge deal. Another mechanic is even if they don't give themselves morale, their damage does ramp up anyways, so... I wasn't targeting anybody in particular here, but it's stacking mostly on Maribel. So on this turn, we should be dead. And now, since Maribel's the highest stress, we're going to link crash with her. There's the link crash effect, so we're good. We're going to let them kill us here. And again, here's Maribel with her trauma. So yeah, I've done this like 7 or 8 times already, and it's happened every single time. I'm pretty sure this is guaranteed. Either that, or I'm just super, super lucky. The only thing to be careful with when you're doing this is you probably want to like make sure that you're actually able to, You're able to actually like get the traumas gone, because even if you have like characters that you don't really use here, like I'm not using Lucas, but the problem is if he ever shows up in the policy office just through RNG, you can't do policies while characters have trauma, so you don't want to be leaving characters just like with trauma in your psych ward. You want to make sure you actually cure them so you can actually do their policies. I guess I'll also mention that trauma doesn't really stop you from using them in fights. You can use them fine in like simulation. You can use them in chaos. Only thing is, if you use them in chaos, you're forced to do nightmare mode runs. You can't do normal mode runs with a character that's currently in trauma. You can use them in simulation fine. There's no problem there. Also, even if they have a trauma, it doesn't matter if you use them in chaos, as long as you don't care about the save data. Like, you can mind wipe them and it'll wipe out their save data, but even if they currently have like fragmented save data or something, you can just keep on doing chaos runs and the fragmented save data will just keep on stacking up. Let's see if I have any examples. I can see if my Haru has any. Well, she only has one. I actually don't think I have anybody who has like a bunch of fragmented saves right now, but it does just keep on stacking up. So it's not a huge deal if you have them in trauma, but you do want to cure them because of the policy office mainly, and also if you ever do plan to get an actual save for them, then you're probably going to want to use a communication pass on them as well. But that's it for this video, just showing how to guarantee that you give your characters trauma.